And welcome back. Okay, we have a few different things that we're doing today. Yeah. For one, we need to definitely build a parish. For two, I think I've decided to change a few things about this. One thing that you'll notice when we around this corner is, part of the fence is gone. And the reason for that is we can't get mobs up on here from this angle. Now, I didn't remove all the fence because we don't have the proper amount to block mobs from getting up on this side yet. So after I build a few houses, that should not be an issue. The houses should come pretty close to this. If they don't, then I can find something, maybe like a ramp or something, that I can take on down there. Or I can just put like a guard tower over there or something. Anyhow, there's been a few changes to the roof. Not really changes, but updates. It's coming further along. Yes, it's snowing, it's winter. And I've finished up the arches. I need to remove the planking in there. Definitely need to get some more bricks going on. But sometime this episode we need to put some logs through these two holes over here, so that we can support up the floor. Let me take you down into... Oh, by the way, this is an area I want to fix. Let's go ahead and fix that right now. Because I kind of want it to have an overhang look. So let's see how we can do this. Maybe... No, that's the wrong way. Are you going to behave, or do we have to tweak it? No, we have to tweak it. Okay. That's not a problem. In order to tweak these, it's pretty easy. You just... It's a bit obnoxious, but it's still easy. There we go. And now those work the way we want them to. Now, as far as this entranceway is concerned, I kind of want it to have an archway feel to it. So we're just going to remove some of the brick here and figure out exactly how we want this. Yes, no, I don't know. We could continue that archway up. I don't know, how does it look? No, I kind of like that. Let's go with that. It's simple and clean, which is nice. If you caught the reference to the song, you're awesome. If you didn't, you need to go play more video games. So here's B1. It's pretty much done. With the exception of the holes that I have temporarily for light, it's basically done. I still need to put some passages, gravestones, tombs, different things to fill it in. However, now that it's at this point, I could basically show you what's going to happen, but yeah, we're going to have the stairwells over here in this corner. So the parish is going to be more or less right above us. Then we have stairs coming down, and they're going to come around somewhere around here. And then the stairs are going to go down over here. So this corner is more or less going to be a stairwell. I'm thinking either 2 or 3 wide. I'm not really sure yet. 2 seems a little narrow, but 3 seems a little grandiose, so I don't know. Maybe we'll do something special with blocks. Micro blocks do let you do that. And then we'll... yeah, I want the passageway to come this way. We'll branch off the passageway over here, and then as we come along, each of these will be divided into rooms, and those rooms will have tombs in them. And B2 is more or less going to have the same design, so instead of going over that with you, I'll just show you the progress. it's more or less done. Still have a little bit of work on this level as far as the dolomite and the limestone, but and then I have to remove this column, which is at this point no longer serving a purpose. Then I gotta fix up these walls, make them a little bit nicer. Here's B3. It's gonna have still the same idea. The difference being it's a lot smaller, and as such the tombs are gonna reflect that. And here, if I recall, is B4. So the second floor to the commons. And then we're working on B5. And what we're gonna do over here, yeah, I have room for it, is we're gonna more or less go until we find the corner markers. And once we find the corner markers, it'll be pretty much set. And we'll also have a bit of stone to get some bricks out of, which is great. Now usually what I do with these is I actually go ahead and smooth them down. However, I'm really wanting some brick, so smoothing it down's not really going to help me with that. But still, now that we're in pure stone, it's going to be a lot easier to get the walls all shaped up and affected. And then this literally goes all the way up, so we don't really need as much light down here. And I know this is probably going to come off pretty dark on YouTube, so for that, take it for what it's worth. I'm sorry. Can't really do much to prevent it, though. Now we're going to come over here, and you see a new structure happening. Yes, we are starting to build the wall. I had way too much gravel. I could not let it go. So between last episode and this episode, I went ahead and started putting this up. It's not really that special. You can see that the gap that's in the ravine, I just more or less placed blocks on top of. And to kind of show you what I'm doing over there, see, where's a good spot to it? Here's a good spot to it. You place a block here. Actually, let's pretend the water is the block. That'll make it easier to picture. Then you place 2 for your walkway, and then you place another block. And you keep going down. You place 2 for each and every block. Yada, 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 yada. It's not very hard. However, if you simply leave it at that, you're going to have very narrow walkways. So what we do instead is we look at this block, and then we do a radius of the block. We look at that block, and that would be 2. There we go. And then if, like, we were going to do that, we need to put another one there. That makes the walkways a bit larger and a lot less cramped. There's not really a special formula to it. It's literally keep some torches on you and make sure you have it measured. You're probably going to make some mistakes even with that, so don't sweat it too much. I mean, it's Minecraft, it's a game, it's not meant to be sweated. We got a tower that's being worked on over here. And then once this is complete, I'll take out this fence here and then just more or less connect it on up. Did a little bit of landscaping on the inside over here, but it's not much. I need to remove that tree. Let me take you onto the wall itself, because I have this guard storeroom over here. And I'm planning on putting a chest here for some provisions. Planning on stacking a bunch of barrels here for beverages. And I am also planning on putting some racks in here so that we can have some weapons. Pretty simple stuff. But yeah, because I do that two in all directions method, the walkway doesn't seem too narrow. And what I'm planning on doing later on is, well, I have been attacked by skeletons up here. I'm planning on placing some blocks up here so I can kind of hide behind them. I think everybody knows what they're called, but the name is escaping me for right now. Crenellations, that's what they are. Okay. I'm planning on placing some crenellations up here so I can hide behind them and ready my bow while they are shooting. And that's the wall. No, this is not solid stone. In fact, actually, it's all rubbish on the inside. Literally all gravel because, well, let's face it, when someone's trying to dig through your wall, there's nothing more obnoxious than having to bring two tools. And then we're just going to make this into some bricks and do that. We do need to pick out some wood to make the logs with. We're not going to be looking at the shaped ones, we're going to be looking over here. Chestnut looks good. Though we could stick with the white elm. That does look decent. And I think we have plenty of it right now. Well, maybe not plenty, but we have a good bit. One nice thing about having walls is you don't have to worry about working at nighttime. And I will be coming back to, here, let me light this up a bit better. Oh, now isn't that queer? Actually, let's put the lights on opposite sides of it. That might look a little bit better. I will be coming back over here to more develop this walkway. Turn it into an actual road. I actually kind of like the way that this is slightly raised. It kind of gives it a fence look, which is great because that's what it is. It doesn't feel too cramped or crowded because, well, this is all open. And the only area that would feel cramped and crowded, you're only going to be temporarily in. And then over here, we're going to open it back up, and it's not going to feel cramped or crowded. But even if it does, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. It is a medieval build. And common misconception about the medieval ages is that they were nice and big and romantic. Well, that's... well, how do I put this nicely? That's a very romanticized idea of it. It was not. They were struggling with keeping areas having enough room. They were struggling with the fact that they were expanding. And they were struggling with a lot of different features that were coming about by the change in times. The entire reason why it started in the first place was the fall of the Roman Empire. Which, because of that, all the areas that were otherwise dependent on Rome had to start taking care of things for themselves. And when you're not quite ready to do that, that poses a bit of a problem. And we will be coming back to this before the end of the episode to finish up that facade. You're not gonna let me do it, are you? Fine. We'll do it this way. And we can't reach it, can we? No, we can't. Maybe we can reach it if we take these out. Nope, still can't. And don't worry, I'll go down there and grab that in a minute. Right now I want to make sure that I get these in, because as you can tell, they're going to be a wee bit of a pain. Let's just go ahead and grab these two then. And that'll give us somewhere we can walk and we can continue on over. So that won't really be that big of a deal. And then on the underside in here, it'll look pretty decent. Thinking maybe about taking the, what was this? The maple and putting a plank up there. A plank floor, that is. If I recall, we still have plenty of it. Only problem about placing logs in Terrafirmacraft is you can't be holding down shift or it'll place a log pile instead of placing actual log. Which normally would not be a horrible thing, but it's not quite what we're after now, is it? There we go. Actually, yeah, oh well. I still need to get myself some more hematite and finish up this glass work. But yeah, you can kind of see how that's going to come along. So, I guess I'm going to grab some bricks and finish this up on camera. Otherwise, what we're going to do with that tower is we're just going to extend it a few blocks above the rooftop and then place a kind of another archway on top of it and place a roof on that. It'll be a spire roof. And then we'll come back and install a bell. Otherwise, what I want to do this episode is basically establish the parish and establish those stairways. But for that, I'm going to need more supplies, so let me get those and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, we got a little bit more done. Yeah. Here's the flooring, but we've run into a slight problem here. In order to get the ladder up here, which we really do need just for practicality, we've had to screw up our arches. So these will have perfect arches, but yeah, these don't. And that just looks horrible on this side. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and alter the arches a little bit. And we can't chisel that one, so we have to add another one. Let's see if that looks okay. No. No, it doesn't. What about that? It looks a little bit too spiky. Well, it looks too rounded at the top. But I guess it kind of works. It has that unique flavor to it. I'm still gonna leave this one alone. As far as this though, ow. I know that didn't actually hurt, but your brain just occasionally loses track of it. Let's try that. Just so we can work up here a little. And that looks a little bit narrow, but it still kind of has an arch feel to it, which is goodish, I guess. So let's do the same thing on the other side and then take a look at it. That kind of looks okay. Definitely it gives it a very asymmetrical feel, which I kinda don't like, but at the same time, it's kinda necessary since we need this ladder here. If I could ever use the ladder. All the way up, over, and up. We need one more piece of ladder for right there, too. Actually, we need two. One for the bottom and one for the top. So yeah, now we have a proper way to get up to the roof. If proper is what we can call that. I'm not sure how we're gonna get over there though. Maybe we'll just take out a few of these. I promise, my character in Minecraft is not drunk. Okay? See? No drunk. Okay, let's do that. Let's kind of bring it back in. So what do we have room for? Well, we don't have room for a lot. That's for sure. Let's just do this, and maybe put another sun up here. Guess it's gonna hurt either way, so... Yep, thought so. Just give me one moment. Okay. So yeah, that hurt. And the wood logs from the outside, they don't look horrible. And of course I will have to sort my inventory. But I'll do most of that later. For right now, let's just get the tools we need to get back to work. Yeah, we'll put another sun window up there, which is more or less that right there. I don't know, can we lower that down one? Because that would... It looks really weird for it being right there. Yeah, we could lower it down. Let's do that. Let's lower this down. And then let's take a look and see how that looks. If it doesn't look very good, then we need to find a different type of window to use there because... Yeah, no, that looks okay. Because we really can't lower it down anymore anyway. Let's go ahead and come on over here and start plotting out where we're going to put the parish. We want a little bit of grass. Then we're going to put the chimney on the outside. That can be a wall. That can be a wall. That's a little bit too small. Okay, so that's going to be the kitchen. We'll have a table and chair right here. Table, chair. Maybe bed and chamber pot, which would leave it roughly about that big. No, it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. Bed and chamber pot. Actually, we have the room for it. Let's put the chamber pot over there. Well, it's definitely not big and grandiose. Which one do we want visible? The parish or the entrance to the catacombs? How we don't need all these torches marking everything. Let's have the entrance to the catacombs over on this side, and then we'll put the parish over here on this side. So what do we have here? We have 4 wide and 4 deep with a chimney on it. So it's a 4x4. Okay, the catacombs, on the other hand, are going to... Let's see if that one alone. Let's go with 3 on the inside. And let's try a 2. Now let's try a 3. You know, I really think the 2 is going to be better. And then we will put the parish over here. I guess we will do it this way. With that being the chimney. Let me just double check my dimensions. Yep, there we go. So that looks good. They're both going to be more or less small. But we could go ahead and mark these out with the bricks. And then I will build those real quick and then come back. Okay, and we've done a little bit of work over here. this is more or less going to be an adobe house. So what I might do is I might just go ahead and put a flat roof on it. And put like a ladder getting up to the roof. I don't know. I might put the ladder here. I might put the ladder over here. Not really sure. I'll come back to that later. It's not the chief point of what I'm doing this episode. Because the chief point of what I'm doing this episode is right over here. We're starting with a 2x2 vault. Okay, 1, 2. And then we're going to make these into stairs to go on down. Now we do have some dirt that's showing, so we need to go ahead and remove that. Now I'd like to go ahead and get this covered, but you can't walk that way, and I don't think it's gonna make much difference if I chisel it. So this top section is gonna have to be a little bit wider. I'm thinking about that wide actually. Which then means that this is gonna have to be that wide. Does that? Yeah, we can take these out then. But that also means that we have to remove some more dirt over here. That's gonna be a stair. Go ahead and get some working lights down here. That's been covered up, so we might as well just go ahead with that. You know what I did not think about? How long the stairs over here have to be. So we might have to undo some of what we just did, because I don't think that's going to meet up. Even if we make it try to, because that would come down to here, and then we'd need a landing, and that landing would be here. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. And this is why I saved my chiseling work to the very end. So let's reverse plan this. Let's do... Actually, let's have it come in here. And then I'm gonna have dirt fall on my head. There we go. And this looks too dinky, so let's go ahead and add some more flavor to it. Yeah, that doesn't look anywhere near as dinky now, which is great. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to clear out the path up there and move over what you saw coming down, and then I'll come back and show you some more chisel work. Then in between episodes, what we're going to do is we are going to fill in the catacombs with the graves and whatnot. And I'll come back at the beginning of next episode and show that to you. Okay, we're back. So just basically going over what I've done. I added this, I dug a way up, then I started placing blocks until I found a place where my head started hitting. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to... Seriously? Seriously? Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna leave that in there. I'll call it a blooper. Yeah. So let's touch the top then. We're gonna round the edges up on here. Just kind of to give it less of an eyesore look. And it's not perfect, but I think it looks better. What we might do is we might go ahead and yeah, that looks good. Do we want to go all the way? I was gonna say that that should be safe to chisel, but I guess it's not. So let's just take out the center bits. In which case, let's keep that symmetry going on. All the way down to maybe here? And then we'll just leave the smooth stone alone. We'll have to come back over here and do that. Yeah. So there we go. There's the stairwells going up. And for all future stairwells going up and down, it's just going to be more or less this chunk. Because we were just trying to go with a decorative entrance. And the grass will regrow. And this will let us also get up here. If I can avoid falling off. You know what? This entire episode's been pretty much bloopers. So, just enjoy, okay? And later on, I'll figure out what to do for a roof for this. And I'll put some furniture inside. But basically what we were here for was this. So, sorry it took us like 40 minutes to get to it. But, until next